Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 2. Last time we made our way all the way here on Reina's path, even though it doesn't really matter because both paths are going to play out exactly the same at this point. I just figured I'd throw some variety in there so that we can get some a little bit different in terms of the battles, even though at this point, to be quite honest, all we really have to do is what I did a little bit of last time, and that's just ignore everything, control Reina, and not have to heal. I know I've completely broken the game in terms of the difficulty level, but the game gives you access to all of these abilities at this point in the game. There really is no reason not to. And because of that, I just thought it was better to do it now than to wait until post-game where we're basically going to have to do this anyway. So anyway, that's my reasoning for completely making the game way too easy. But it's up to you if you think this is an effective strategy. Yeah, let me know if you don't want me to be super overpowered in future LPs, because for the most part, I try not to. At this point in this game, and with lots of Star Ocean games, once you have access to item creation, you know, in its entirety, you really can make pretty much anything you want. So it makes sense to go out of your way to make some of the best stuff you can possibly get, and then just be super overpowered until, you know, the super boss is at the end of the game. Does that mean we passed the test? So far. I shall test your strength myself. The final test. I am not weak as to be defeated by cheap tricks. How about way too much power at this point in the game?
Let's try harder or else.
They really should have limited some of our abilities, some of the item creation until post-game or something like that. But we'll actually have to heal in this fight, maybe. He's a big guardian, he kind of fights. Whoa! I actually died. This gives me a good opportunity to show off Raised Dead, ability that I learned in one of the battles we did off-screen. It changes the music a little bit, which is kind of weird. And we have built up a whole bunch. I don't know why I built up that one, but anyway, we've got lots of cards and stuff like that so that we can heal ourselves up. Yeah, he's got a final form here. Just hold the bridge. And he basically can't be damaged for a little while until he pops open his head. That's only if you take too long to kill him. If I was using the other party, this would not have been a problem.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. So anyway, we've defeated the Guardian very easily. If you had a bunch of mages in your party, this would be difficult, but I wouldn't recommend a lot of mages. It's not going to change the fact that I'm still going to attempt to do an entire dungeon, boss included, with a bunch of mages. We'll see how that goes later. Okay, just keep running. Unfortunately, the bridge is way too long. And we get here. Now, again, like with the Field of Intelligence, we get a different scene depending on whose path we're on. So as soon as we're finished with Reina's scene, we'll cut over to Claude's scene there. What happened? So you healed your mom? Called the doctor. I guess she didn't heal her yet, but... And we know she survives. Give her this medicine, she'll get better soon. Really? Yes, really. I'll go get some water. It'll be tough. Tonight should be the worst of it. Now, I'm not sure if he's saying that she's liable to pass out, or like that's the worst of her pain as she passes away, or if it's that this is the worst of this illness and then you should get better. But I'm not sure because the translation's kind of inconclusive. But the way that they build up the scene, it seems as though she may not survive. Don't leave me alone. And then she learns, or I guess her grief allows her to unlock her latent healing powers. Well, that's interesting. Running away changes nothing, huh? What did you see, Claude? I was doing nothing but running away. If I had faced it without fear at the time, my life would have been different. Faced what? Well, let's go figure it out. Just talking to myself. Anyway, now we get the Jewel of Power, and I will see you for the other scene in a moment. And on Claude's path, when we get here, there's nothing here. But we do get a nice scene. We learn a lot more about Claude and Reyna during these scenes, which is why I particularly like them. I don't really understand plot-wise why they decided to throw them in where they did, but I'm just glad that we get some character development for our leads. First Star Cruiser, huh? What's with the ellipses, bud? Is it now? Does it feel good? Awesome. What a liar I was. It didn't feel great at all. I was bored to death. Yes, sir. So I was a liar. I was always trying to make everyone around me feel good. Kind of an odd statement to make. Well, being the son of Renixis Kenny, this probably isn't the first time you've ever been in space. No, probably not. Nice to have a little pull, isn't it? He's at the top of his class. Wouldn't you be careful? Yeah, probably. That's the thing, though, is he didn't want the special treatment, but it wasn't going to stop it from being the way things were. Hope you'll let your father know about my situation here. Really is a waste of the fleet's resources not to take full advantage of a person with my... Yeah. So, yeah, he wants promotions, this, that, and the other thing. Kind of a dick thing to say, but okay, whatever. Followed by the cloud of my father's position. Always hated that. Just a boy, then. You're just a boy now. I think he's 19. Running, yeah, the same dialogue plays up here, I think, for the most part, anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all for the field of power. And yeah, I will meet you guys outside, and we'll head over to the next one, which I believe is the one of courage, I believe. Yeah, I think it's the one of courage. Okay, we backtracked our way out of there, and if you notice our icon, we're down, if you notice in the background, that's Central, so we're right by Central City. This is the next one. We're just going to use our regular party for this one. This one is somewhat of a maze, because if you take the wrong path, it'll lead you to a completely different area. It's like each exit has teleporters, so you have to take the right path. So hopefully I'm able to do that. It's the field of courage, and something strange happened, and we were startled. Does anyone else see that? Yeah. Don't surprise me like that. Okay, first things first. Battle time! One thing to note from the previous area, we can fight some of the same enemies here, is I've been building up Healing Star while it was off screen. It's up to over 2,500 now. Because I don't have a dedicated healer, it's something you will want to work on at different points throughout the game there. Let's take a quick look there. We got it up over 470 now. It's going to start going up quite a bit faster, at least I think. Anyway, by the time we hit max proficiency, it gets really, really good. Alpha on 1, I would like to get up a little bit more too, so I might forego Healing Star for a little while just to work on that. Because once you get 2,500, it's about how much you can heal, and it's usually pretty good. We've got that in combination with items, we should be fine. Have we learned any more for you yet? We've learned a bunch of new different ones for you. Let's throw a few of them on. Let's see. I think we looked at all the other ones. No, we haven't looked at Whirlwind Fist. Actually, did we show off Death Siege? I think we might have. So let's just throw those two on and see what those look like. 10,000 volts really is her best tech at this point, but let's show some of the other ones. Flamethrower, Twister, sure, why not? And for you, we're going to work on Alpha on 1. And we haven't seen Spread Ray or Gravity Shell, so we'll show off those ones. Twin Slash, we learned that one off screen. That one's actually pretty decent. Let's see, and Dragon Howl. So we'll try and show off some new abilities while we're in here. So first thing, we want to go left. We want to grab the treasure chest, and then we want to head back.
Oh, it's just them.
I will make you fall.
So yeah, here's an idea of what some of these abilities do. It's hard to identify which one is doing which ability, so we'll slow down the next fight a little bit. I'll put a few people on do nothing for a little while, just so we can get an idea going here. And we want to head up this path to the left, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's useless.
Oh,
to be popular
look at all
with
those
the enemy.
guys.
Be careful.
Twister! Twister!
So there's Twister. And there's Spread Ray or Flamethrower. Flamethrower actually isn't half bad. Take a look at that.
Whirlwind Fist.
Whirlwind Fist doesn't seem half bad either.
Looks like we won. Yeah.
Sword Bomber. Well, we'll have to learn that one as well as Rising Dragon or whatever that was. We kind of saw a Dragon Howl already, so I'm going to put Sword Bomber on. And let's see. We saw Whirlwind Fist, so let's put on... Was it you that learned something, or was it you? We saw a Twister and Flamethrower, so let's throw Rising Dragon and Whirlwind. Too many different characters have a Whirlwind attack. It's hard to keep track of which abilities I'm actually using. Alright. Oh, we've got new versions of these guys. Alright, so let's go to Bowman. So there's the Whirlwind, and there's Burst Fist, which isn't particularly good. She's got... actually, Rising Dragon's not that bad. It's a martial arts move more than anything else, and it actually does a pretty good job there. Alright, so we want to go up here. I will swap you back since we kind of saw all of your stuff. So we'll put Secret Medicine back on, as well as Poison Pills. Yeah, we've gotten that one up way higher than it ever needed to be. But that's fine. It's very cheap, and it's nice to be able to do that. We'll show off those a little more. Not you. And got to show off those things with you guys. So let's turn your AI back. No, I did not want to get out of there yet. And I want to turn your AI off. And we have a treasure chest here. Canadian spring water, which we no longer need. And we want to go to the left.
Behind?
This close? Special attack! Rising gravity shell.
So there's Gravity Shell.
Special attack. Special attack.
And
Special attack.
there's
Rising
Spread
dragon.
Ray.
Okay,
Spread
guys,
Ray is actually
end it
pretty
there.
good. I don't like it as much as Alphon 1 because you spend too much time going up instead of just using your ability. So there's Jean's Shield. This treasure chest up to the left. My notes are already screwed up. So let's take a quick look at that. Jean's... Okay, there we go. Jean's Shield. This one prevents paralysis, so it's good in that sense, as opposed to, say, a Mithril Shield on some of the other guys. But it's very notable as it's the second most expensive item that you can reproduce. It sells for huge amounts of money. There are multiple ways of making a lot of money at this point in the game, but we're pretty much done with shops, so we don't really need money. So when we actually do need it, I will show off the different ways of making a whole bunch of money. One way that we could have done already, and I kind of showed off a little bit, was the abilities in reverse side. You can create all those items, and then you can sell them. Give me a quick sec to reorient myself here. Okay, got things all figured out there. Now we'll be able to show off a few more abilities. We'll show off Spread Ray again.
Spread Ray. Attack.
Yeah, not bad.
Dragon. Gravity shell. Special attack.
And we get a special attack.
Special attack.
I actually like Rising Dragon quite a bit there. I didn't get a chance to show off Whirlwind, but we'll move on now. I think we've shown off all of Opera's abilities here, so we can go back to Healing Star and Alphon 1. And then Bowman, you're set back up the way you want. And we do want to show off that. I'm actually going to keep Rising Dragon on. I didn't realize how good that actually was, but we'll find that in a moment. I do want to show off those two with Claude, though. So you can do something, you can do nothing, and you can do something. Right? So now we want to go up. Battles are really common at this point in the game.
Careful.
Okay.
Sword Bomber!
Sword Bomber hits from above. It's pretty cool that way. Twin Slash is exactly what it sounds like.
We have a full score.
At the point, its proficiency point where it levels up, it hits 4 times instead of twice. I used to really like it, and that was until I realized how good Ripper Blast was, and then I didn't need it anymore.
Is this it?
I'm okay.
All right.
I'm okay.
So let's see about Whirlwind.
Sword Bomber!
Ow.
Sword Bomber!
Or we could not use the move at all, and she could spend most of the battle dizzied. That's particularly helpful. Okay then, let's double check which button it was on, because I swear I pressed it. Yeah, it's L1. Okay, we'll try that again. I guess we'll try it now. That works.
Well, let's do it.
Let's be careful.
Alright, so we'll control Chisato.
Sword Bomber! Sword Bomber!
Rising dragon.
Okay, so they're basically the same move.
End it there.
Gotcha.
Leave it up to me. I guess
That's why I was
it.
trying to figure out. Things weren't making a lot of sense. It's basically the same move. It hits multiple times. It's somewhat powerful. I will put on Dragon Howl there, and I will put on Ripper Blast there. You could still have Energy Sword on if you want to. I don't think it really matters at this point. You could have pretty much everybody in your party, save for Chisato, with the healing ability, but it's unnecessary. I'm going to put 10,000 volts there, and put Rising Dragon there, and you're set up, and you're set up, and yeah. So yeah, you could take Secret Medicine off too and put something else on there. Most of his other ones aren't particularly useful right now, so I won't worry about it, but the option's there if you're interested in that. Now we can put our AI back on. And we want to get this. The Warrior Statue. This one's required in order to proceed with the dungeon. So we want to return back, and then we want to head right. Now, I believe we've shown off most of the enemies at this point. So I'm gonna try and build up my abilities. But other than that, I think I'll just cut out the rest of the battles since they're pretty much the same enemies as we were seeing everywhere else. So yeah, we want to turn, go right, and then we'll continue going this way, grab this treasure chest, containing a scyther, which we don't need. And since there's no other option, we want to go down, grab this chest, and this one contains mithril greaves that we don't need anymore. And then I want to go left. Okay, so we'll go that way, and then we want to take the lower right exit. And then we'll want to go right again. Okay, we'll continue moving right, and run into 8 more battles along the way. Grab this treasure chest containing a stone check, only the second one we can get without copying them. And from here, we want to take the lower right path. If you're wondering, those soldier enemies that we've found around here are the same ones that drop the bloody armors. Also, you run into a lot of them around here. And if you're wondering why there's a strange elevator here, you wouldn't be alone. But no, there's my save point. Thank you. Go to save point. Stop doing a walk on your own. Thank you. As far as what I've been doing with my skill points and all that kind of stuff as we've been gaining levels, as you can see, I maxed out effort, patience, and herbal science. Now, what we got here is maxed out practice ability. Now we can finally put this to use. So everyone will want to put this on now. And what this does is it's a specialty command that increases your experience points by going into combat with lowered abilities. So it makes us slightly weaker. That's probably a good thing anyway, since we're a little overpowered. You have to set it with each character, though the experience up thing, I don't think it stacks with each character putting on there, but even one person putting it on there increases the amount of experience for everybody. At least to my understanding, it seems to. So anyway, we're going to do that now on both paths, since I should be pretty close to putting that on there as well. And as far as skills, I think did we learn anything else new? I got Dragon Howl and Sword Bomber. I think Sword Bomber was actually the one I wanted, but oh well. And we boosted that up a little bit more. Have we learned your good one yet? We haven't. Okay. 10,000 volts is what I would prefer that she work on for most random battles anyway, because it hits a wide amount of enemies and hits a lot of them, and that's very good for crowd control. Also, if I didn't mention it, we also maxed out below the belt. I think I already mentioned that, but anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is for there. We're going to save and call her a day. Next time we will finish the rest of this dungeon, and we will try the impossible task of using mages to take on the final one. The final field, the Field of Love. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.